Because if you think of existence as physics, you do something and you get a result. And you can evaluate that result. Did I achieve what I wanted? Because the laws of physics, the laws of nature are there. It's about learning how to also interact intelligently. I often talk about this as farming, right? If you want to learn how to farm and grow vegetables, it's smart of you to learn about the seasons, about soil, about climate, right? So you can grow and get results. But if you don't know anything, you may try to grow vegetables in the winter because that's what you want to do. And you figure out very quickly that, yeah, what you want to do, nice, but you also need to adapt to nature, right? And you figure it out. So we all do. So it's like, if you want to try to grow vegetables in winter, by all means, go ahead. And nature will show you, and you will figure it out. And you will also figure out how can you get the best crops.
So it seems like one of the main concepts here is that, I think like you said earlier, that time doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter how long this takes.
Yes.
You like that, don't you?
Sort of. I don't know. I'm not sure actually.
Yeah.
Part of me wants to find I guess what a lot of people want is you want kind of the most efficient path, or I guess.
I understand, and this is also part of what I teach people. But it really takes work. It takes practicing for real, and to go into spiritual principles, because spiritual principles are just laws of nature, right? And to really explore and to understand how to interact productively. That is the quickest way. And again, studying with me is for most people extremely tough because I nail them to the wall when it comes to all of this human illusion and how we allow ourselves to just waste our time and to not deal with the reality how it is. And then we whine and bitch about it, and then we complain because we're acting out of harmony. Learning how to be in harmony with life and to get the results you want is very, very simple. But it means you have to choose that instead of all your programs.
When you say wasting our time,
Yes.
aren't we just doing whatever and it's fine?
Yes, it is. But if you want results, it's basically, if you want to grow vegetables and you say, I want to grow vegetables, and you do it in the winter, it's a waste of time, right? It's valuable because you learn a lesson. But if you listen to someone tell, well, you can't grow in the winter, that's all you needed.
But so that's kind of like you were saying earlier, you have to stand on every inch of this space. Is that so? Learning that something is not efficient, that's enough of standing on that space. You don't actually have to try to grow vegetables in the winter to experience
It depends how smart you are. This is also part of when you grow spiritually, when you start awakening, you understand that I can't stand in every single everything because it basically takes too much time. One way to understand an expanded state is how much you're able to deal with at once. Most people are not even able to carry their own weight in the world. So they're not even able to deal with themselves at once. Expansion of consciousness is when you figure that out and you're able then to deal with more and more and more and more, right? And it never ends. So you have to become more efficient. You need to start working kind of in greater movements. Instead of playing an instrument, you become the conductor. Playing the other instruments. So it's you move into different levels of interaction, but it's based on how much you're able to deal with. That is also how you expand.
So this is something that you do when you're ready to do it, basically.
Yes, but it's also, again, the intelligent way is to learn more efficiently. And this is why I always tell people you should always assume that you're wrong, because you are. And when interacting with life, we need to have the starting, but life is trying to show me something I don't understand. What is it? What do I need to change? How can I adapt? Instead of going into resistance, because resistance is karma. And most people then go into that and they suffer. Oh, why am I being punished? When life is trying to show you, do this instead. So moving away from resistance and always trying to learn more efficiently, which means when life is telling you, do not grow vegetables in winter because it will not work, you listen. You don't necessarily have to do it because you recognize, oh, right, maybe that's smart. So you get better at absorbing information that you can use. So what you end up doing is more productive to start with.
So it kind of sounds like, so when you say moving more efficiently, to me that sounds like you're doing it in a way that will take less time.
Yes. Well, no, it's being economical. It's got nothing to do with time in itself, but in the linear way of thinking, it will be perceived as efficiency is time. If we think of efficiency in resource management, what you have available to you, and again, expansion of consciousness means how much you are able to manage at the same time. Because you are supposed to not only deal with your own survival, as you move into service, you are responsible for also promote life and growth in life around you directly, which means you have to take care of that too. And that expands, and that expands, and that expands. So you have to be more efficient because you're still just you. But you'll learn to grow out of the whole thing. No, I refuse. I blah, blah. I want to stay my own thing. I've got my needs, my ego, this and that. And then you spend so much time in resistance before you do what you have to do anyway. Because the result is inevitable. You will figure out that you are wrong and life is right, and you will try to learn it. The intelligent way, as you start to wake up, is that you go there directly. And you're able to recognize when life is showing you this will work. You go straight there because you know anything else is a waste of resources. It's a waste of then time, energy, because you don't need it. You have learned to listen to life because you don't have to go through all of that. That's just resistance. So you can learn to minimize the movement through the resistance and to maximize both your time and efforts in that field of potential. So this is an important part of how you practically expand your awareness. It's not about feeling great about yourself. That is also fine, but that is not what true spiritual expansion is. It's really how much presence are you able to kind of be in or show wherever you are. And how much responsibility are you able to take?
I think we need to stop soon. It's I would love to do this for a couple of more hours, but we have a yoga class here in 25 minutes.
I'm gonna have to think about this for a while. I'm trying to reconcile this with what you said earlier about it doesn't really matter what you do, just do whatever.
Yeah.
But then so you have that, but then you also have this more efficient path.
Right, because again, you'll figure out everything eventually. You can also seek your growth.
Would you say that's better, or is it just...
No, not at all.
So just if you feel like doing it more efficiently, then there's a way of doing it.
Exactly.
Okay.
And as a spiritual seeker, normally you seek that. And unfortunately, in a way, on this planet, many practices and faiths, religions, and spiritual paths do not actually offer that. So I talk to so many people, they want to figure out how to move as efficiently as possible because they have connected to something and they know they have to go there. And yet they're spending their energy and time in a way that is not productive. And it's so frustrating. And they want to know how to get there, right? Because it's also when we make a huge effort in reaching higher consciousness, and we don't get there, it's very frustrating because we've been told things that don't work. So it's like, yes, if you want to take it slow, that's fine. But I'm talking about those who have established an intention of higher consciousness and then learning how to do that because we can affect our own growth. We can accelerate the process and the results by learning it as a craftsmanship. Learning how to build the skills, just like anything, right? But yes, evolution in itself works. But my observations are that anyone reaching a certain point in their own journey of consciousness will begin to wake up. And then we will start to choose this. Right? So it depends where you are. So normally when we're in lower consciousness, it just happens and we just go around and react to things. That's basically what human life is. Everyone just go around and react to things, and that's fine. That will shape you. That will bring you to a certain level. When you start waking up, everything changes. It becomes more about you and you interacting and understanding what you are and who you are and how to be that in co-creation with life. It's a whole different journey. And then you want results, because also if you want to be in service, you also need to get results. So then it's about learning how to do that with what you are as spiritual essence and how to apply it to the world and to everywhere in a way that is productive and that can promote growth and healing in others. So then you want to learn that, and you want to learn how to minimize the time you spend on your own bullshit. How much time you spend in fighting with your own illusions, because there are ways you can work with it more efficiently. And that is basically what I teach.
I think maybe we'll just
digest.
End there.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us. I think we talked for like an hour and a half or something.
Yes.
Good stuff.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.